All right. I often ask who is more excited the first day of class, the students or the teacher? Who do you think? You get excited coming to class? I get excited coming to class. Do you start by saying hi? Do you start by saying hello? Or do you start by saying good morning? I usually like good morning. And why? Because it conveys a positive thought to open the thalamic gates to the cortex. What do you think of that? You'll learn more about the thalamic gates when we study the nervous system. But that's an introduction to them. How many of you have studied anatomy before? Just a few of you, all right? And when you studied anatomy, did you introspect? Because that's the way we study this course. You're going to look at each other differently from now on. Introspect. Learn who you are beneath the surface. Because the knowledge that you'll gain here in Wheeler Auditorium in the fall of 2005 can last you your full 100 years. By then, will you geneticists extend that to 120 years? Who knows? But you will always have your anatomy with you wherever you are. So learn it well while you're here, so you can take care of yourself, so we'll cut those big health care bills the latter quarter of those 100 years. Be healthy for the whole time. Now, each year I have to find out if my class is really necessary. So I ask 3 questions, different questions every year. So this time, how many of you know the structural and functional unit of the lung, without which you cannot breathe? 1, 2, 4. I guess we need the class for my first question. Second question. How many of you know the structural and functional unit of compact bone, without which your bones would collapse? You'd just be a puddle of protoplasm there. How many know the structural and functional unit of compact bone? We do need a class, don't we? One person doesn't. All right. Now, third question. How many of you know the structural and functional unit of the most complex mass of protoplasm on this earth? How many know the structural and functional unit? Do you know what the most complex mass of protoplasm on this earth is? What do you think it would be? A brain, sure, without a doubt. Can anybody tell me anything more complex than the human brain? How many have never seen a human brain before? Just a few of you. By now, I remember once we took one in 2nd grade, the children said we already saw it in 1st grade. We have a program where we teach in the schools, but at least they were learning about the human brain. But I want you to appreciate what you carry in the top of your heads, because this mass only weighs 3 pounds, and yet it has the capacity to conceive of a universe 1 billion light years across. Now, isn't that phenomenal? A mass of protoplasm can do that. And yet at the same time it can turn around and be mad or sad or glad or any kind of emotional expression you'd like to think about. It is a phenomenal mass. And it's housed in a human body. They have a symbiotic relationship. The brain affects the body affects the brain. So I love teaching human anatomy to give you the whole picture. And then next semester we concentrate only on the brain. But I want you to appreciate your brains. And you say, why you put on your gloves? Well, you've always heard of formaldehyde. We used to store them in formaldehyde. We fix them in formaldehyde to initially preserve them, and then you transfer them to 70% alcohol, because alcohol will preserve the brain. Need I say more? my message is clear, right? All right, so let's enjoy this unique educational journey today. You see, every day I'll put up an outline of what we intend to cover, and we put up the vocabulary that we use. And you are responsible for the vocabulary because I'll be using it. The students requested a long time ago that we write it up there so they have it spelled correctly to begin with. I do not give you handouts. I want you to use kinesthetic sense. This is why I stay. It's not old-fashioned. It's through years and years of studying education and how you learn. And you learn with kinesthetic sense when you write. I don't want you reading papers. You can just get a book. All right? So I want you to copy what we have up here so it's in your handwriting. And I got a letter from one of my students who's a professor at Johns Hopkins, and she said she still has her notes, and they're very clear, and she uses them. So it was very encouraging. So let's begin first